Welcome to today's video and blog on an example of a winning marketing plan template for cleaning services, and this can apply to house cleaning, maid service, janitorial service, or if you're in any kind of carpet cleaning or commercial, it applies to residential and commercial. And this is a comprehensive marketing plan. It's around 25 pages long. We're just going to go over the 9 top topics and the concept of creating a marketing plan, and to show you how to research your audience, and then that's who you are applying this marketing plan to. So it's not just a template, a generic. Marketing is always specific, and that's what we want to go over, is everybody has to come up with their own specific game plan based on their life goals. My name is Shane Dubell. Our company is methodcleanbiz.com. We're a marketing agency for cleaning services. And I first want to start off with this PowerPoint to explain, so you can see it visually, a marketing plan structure. And what it is we have our marketing plan. That's the big picture. Then we can have individual strategies, and you can start off with 1, you can have 2, 3. As you become more sophisticated, you can come up with different strategies like geographic, account-based, service-based, and then all of these are just examples of different tactics that go under the strategy. So that is the idea, the concept. So you understand, we're coming up with a plan. Then we have strategies, and then we have all these little questions and tactics, the details, getting in the weeds, that part of it. So that is the point. There are 9 main topics to putting together a marketing plan. We got the summary, which you generally do at the end, because in the beginning you are, I know it's counterintuitive that you would do the summary last, but you answer all the questions and then you summarize it. So that's the point of it. So we have the summary, market analysis, your competitors. We have marketing strategies, the tactics. Then we have sales strategy, our budget plan, our pricing strategy, and then how do we evaluate success and failure. And we used a brand evaluation tool to measure success and failure. There's 8 gazillion measuring tools when it comes to SEO and running ads and your CRM. So we're just focusing on the big picture. So we're just going to go over these 9 categories real quick. And the first part is we did an example of a house cleaning service that does just one commercial service, and they're going to do construction cleanups. So this is a combination of a geographic strategy and account-based. They're only going after one commercial, and this is just an example. So what I did is I looked for an upper middle class area in Florida. I found Weston. It was like a perfect place for a house cleaning company. Now this is just one way where you can't help where you live, so you have to create a plan based on your demographic and what you want to do with your life. So this is just an example to show you how to do it. So I'm not saying that you only should go after high end. This is just one way. There's unlimited ways to do this. So the beginning part is doing your demographic research. So in Weston, we went and looked up all the census information to find out about them. And what we found is that their income is very high, their education levels are very high, very ethnically diverse also. So these are all things that we want to take into account. And everything else is playing off of this. This is why this is the first step, is doing our research on who our audience is going to be. What is the big picture of how we're going to apply all of this. So the name of the company we came up with is Luxe. that stands for, luxury. Luxe is a great name for memory too, on logos, vans, stuff like that, even website. You create a nice little logo with Luxe, easy word to remember, so that's why we did it. And in this case, in this example, this is going to be a premium cleaning service. They want to charge above average rates. They want to be very meticulous. So that's what they want to do. These are the services they're choosing. They're recurring, the in-depth cleaning, one-time type stuff, move in, move out, disinfection services, and the only commercial strategy is the post-construction cleanup. So this is the executive summary where we're going over the total package, the big picture, and all the categories. So with the name Luxe, we're just explaining here the reason we did it. It's a mnemonic device. It's a memory tool. That's why we chose the name Luxe. And that's very important in residential, to try to find ways to help people remember your company. So the second part is the market analysis. And in what we're trying to explain here is we're doing our research above on the demographics, and then we want to try to understand those demographics and then how to approach them. And you would do that in your situation. And some of the ways that we can do it, one of the things we pointed out is their education levels are high, so we would want to apply that to our website and marketing material, and even in our conversations with people, to be aware of this clientele so we can reflect that, so we can resonate with them. The visuals, another thing we found that it's a very diverse market, so we want our images to reflect that it's a diverse market, and not just what we look like, but what the customers look like, and what their houses look like, and their furniture looks like. So that's the whole point of that. The second part is a competitive analysis. That is going through the market in trying to get a general idea of your franchise, of your competitors. And in most communities like this, you're going to find at least a couple of major franchises, then a bunch of local businesses, and then a bunch of niche competitors that just do one thing, like they do marble or wood or whatever it is they do. So that's the competitive analysis. And then after we do that, we start thinking about, well, how can we be different from whatever's out there? And we just came up with some ideas to think about. This would be specific to your situation. The fourth part is marketing strategy, and in this case, if you remember our marketing plan structure, we're going to have 3 different strategies, and in this case, geographic and account-based marketing. So we started the marketing plan. Now we are creating the strategies. And the residential strategy is going to be geographic based. We're just going to focus on this Weston, and that's what geographic means in the context of marketing. Is you choose a geographic area, and you hit everybody. You don't care if they're big buyers, small buyers, middle. You want everybody in that geographic area. You want to own that geographic area. So that's the point of the geographic marketing. And then we start to go into different ways to do that. And then the second one, their only commercial strategy is going to be just one thing, and they want to do construction cleanups. Apparently in this area, there's a lot of building going on, so they want to be a part of it. And this is great to get in the door then for the family that moves in, for the recurring work. So that's their game plan, is that they're just going to do construction. So this would be account-based marketing, because they're only going to go after construction in the construction industry. And then we go over tactics and ways to get construction cleanup projects. The fifth part is marketing tactics. And this is what people generally want to talk about, cleaners want to talk about. But if you go through this, you'll realize this is number 5. This isn't number 1. This is number 1 when you talk to people, But in reality, in a marketing plan, it's more like number 5 or 6, because you first have to figure out the other stuff, because these tactics may change depending on your demographic. If you live in an older demographic, rural demographic, some of these strategies might not be effective, or you might pyramid them differently. If that makes any sense, you go from the most effective to the least effective in a pyramid. So here are just some of the ways that you can reach people. The phone, texting, direct mail, referral sources, digital, social media, of course, digital ads and SEO, video, and email. So there's more. We recommend at least to do 5 of them. I would say to do 10 of them. And over the long term, you can even do even more than that once you get into the details and become more sophisticated. 5 to 10 is definitely the goal for when it comes to these individual tactics. But what you have to remember is you don't have to do a lot of all of them. Some of these ones you might only spend an hour a month or spend $50 a month on, and it's more about sometimes it's more about just targeting a very specific group of people. Some people are not in the digital world, so you have to do direct mail in order to reach them. So that's the point of that. Then we have the sales strategy. That's number 6, and that is thinking about the sales process. And sometimes sales and marketing you can kind of end up with talking about the same topics. Stuff like the automated booking confirmations and reminders. That's big. Or even some of these programs will text people to let them know you're on your way. Stuff like that. That would be very important to a higher end, convenience-based buyer. Word of mouth, of course, referral programs. The only thing I would, tracking your referrals. One thing I would say about referrals, something like this demographic, you might have to become a little more creative. And instead of offering them, say, $50, you say, give us a referral, and then in return, we'll donate $50 to the local pet shelter or the local cancer group or whatever's popular, park cleanup. Whatever's popular or whatever they want to, that might be more effective for a referral program, because $50 to someone that makes $200,000 a year or $400,000 a year is not going to really move the needle. So you might have to think in different ways. So that's all about the sales strategy process and different questions, and you got to keep going for more and more. Number 7 is a marketing budget. That's putting together a marketing budget. The big thing with a marketing budget is that it's not just the money and the return on investment. You also want to look at your time, or if you're hiring people in-house to do these tasks, to their time and to how to segment their time. Like spend 10% on LinkedIn and spend 30% on calling people. That's the big part. The big difference on the marketing budget is to not only think about the money, but also think about how you're going to split your time up and your training up. So that's the marketing budget. Pricing, always the funnest topic in social media. Pricing strategy and techniques. In this case, there's a lot of ways to price things, and this is something you'll have to judge for yourself. But in this case, they're shooting for a premium model, and what their goal is they want a 65% gross profit margin, and they're just going to apply that to every service. So whatever service comes their way, they're going to keep it simple and say, we want a 65% margin at minimum, and that's how they roll. That's going to be their game plan. So then we just go through some of the details about putting together a pricing strategy. Big thing with pricing strategies, how transparent you are. about your pricing strategy. If bait and switch is very popular in the cleaning industry, especially when you get into like the carpet cleaning industry. It's like a third of the companies use some kind of bait and switch. But if you want to be premium, and if you want to be exclusive, then you want to be more clear about the cost structure and pricing, because that's how you develop long-term relationships. One-time shots, you might trick people, but they're not going to get fooled again. And then the last part, measuring success. There is endless ways to measure success with your QuickBooks, your CRM, etc., SEO tools. So you are all aware of all that. Those were all things that you would list. We focused on more the big picture, which is brand maturity and a brand maturity assessment tool. And the reason we focused on that is the more people that know your company, in good ways, of course, is everything else is going to get better. When your brand maturity gets to 4 and 5, your AdWords is going to be better. Your Facebook ads are going to be better. Everything is going to go up as you push this brand maturity higher and higher. We all start as a 1. People don't know who we are. Over time, we continue. That should be the main focus, is growing your brand out from a 1 up to a 4 and a 5, because once you get up there, that's when you get those killer return on investment numbers. That's, this is a big topic with the budgeting, is you're going to see your return on investment go up, not necessarily based on the platforms, but on your brand maturity level. People know you. They go to Google search. They know your name. They're going to be attracted to it because they already know your name. So that's how the whole brand maturity, that's why it's so important. And here's a whole tool about it. So this was just a quick little video on an example of a winning marketing plan for cleaning services. My name is Shane Dubell. Our company is methodcleanbiz.com. We're a marketing agency for cleaning services. Right now, we are running an offer that sign up for our services for 3 months, and we'll put together a 12-page custom marketing plan just for you.